Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
We're talking real money.
It's showtime.
Welcome to the show.
I thought you weren't feeling well there for a minute or something.
Just a little indigestion.
Should have had lunch a little earlier.
I should have had lunch earlier. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. I'm Don McDonald. That's Tom Cock. It's called Talking Real Money because, well, we talk about money issues. Mainly investing and building a retirement and that kind of stuff because that's one of the more important things we do, all of us. And we try to answer your questions, too. That's why we have a phone number, an old-fashioned, toll-free phone number from days of yore, 855-935-TALK or 8255. So give us a call today if you have some money-oriented questions of pretty much any kind. Now, recently, there was a gentleman, I hate to say it's past tense now, who was a guest on various shows that the two of us have done over the years, going clear back to the early 90s when literally he was in his 20s, and he was an early adopter of the concept of index funds and diversified investing, and he died last week of lung cancer at age 62. His name was Jonathan Clements. And there have been a number of articles written, obituary-type pieces about him because he really did have such an impact. He had a lot of great books. He had a blog. He wrote for the Wall Street Journal. And a friend of his by the name of Ron Lieber, who we also know and have worked with before, wrote up his own piece after going back through Jonathan's old writings and found 5 things that really stood out as brilliant bits of advice that are a little off the beaten path.
He calls them pearls of wisdom. These are fascinating. They're not all
they're not
money related,
really.
No, they're not all. Yeah, so
they're about
number
money,
one,
though.
Yeah, they are about money. That's fair. Number one, he says, this is what he wrote. When I talk to college students, I don't tell them to follow their dreams. Hear that again. Don't tell them. I tell them instead to focus on making and saving money. Now, that's funny from a guy who never made much money, right? He was not in this for the money as a writer.
No, but he did save and invest very well.
That's the point.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's saying, making and saving money, and that means investing it too. But what I think he's saying is don't pursue your degree in French literature unless you're pretty sure you're going to get a PhD and teach
but
it.
He also says maybe early on you could be a great, and this is so true, earner and a saver, because if you can do that for 10 or even 15, 20 years, then after that you can pursue your passion with less vigor with the money, right? Because you will have saved enough and it will grow in that time.
Right.
I think that's fair.
And I think it's really spot on because in essence, that's what I'm a great example. I had to work and work and work and work, and I had lots of dreams I didn't follow, and now I'm kind of doing those things.
That's a good point.
And I can afford to.
Second one's great for me for my the sports franchises I follow. Winning isn't everything, but losing is really some. But not losing is really something. In other words,
that's the banner in the Raiders locker room. Losing is really something, and we're really good at it.
No, it says not lose. What he's saying is something that we have talked about many times on this program. You don't always have to pick the best mutual fund or exchange traded fund or investment, but if you eliminate the really bad ones that have high fees, right? That where advisors charge too much, or you put in annuities that are expensive. If you eliminate those things, sort of get rid of all that stuff, you probably do pretty well.
So in other words, You don't need to be smart. Just don't be stupid.
Yeah. Oh, that could be the Raiders one. You don't have to be smart.
You don't have to be smart.
Sorry,
just don't be stupid.
Painful. Yeah, well, they're not following that very closely. All right,
Wait a minute,
those
I
are
got to
two of them.
copyright that one.
John, this is from Jonathan Clements, who passed away recently after an extensive 40-plus year career writing for the Wall Street Journal. I think you can still go read his work at humbledollar.com as well. I think that's still his website, and they updated that. But he also adds number 3, the tax man favors the patient. I love this. The tax code is stacked in favor of savers, he wrote in the little book of Main Street Money. Pre-tax savings in your 401k, health savings accounts, 529 accounts. These are things that you've heard us talk about ad nauseum because you get the tax deduction. The money goes in. It grows without anything happening tax-wise until you take it out. I mean, that's really a pretty good deal compared to having a taxable account and trading and doing all those other things that are going to be expensive and taxing.
And, this next one is exactly the opposite of what John Bogle once said on this show.
Indeed, that's true.
John Bogle, his saying is, don't just do something, stand there. Instead, he says, don't just stand there, do something.
Yeah, but he's talking about
different
your life,
things, right?
Yeah, different life. Yeah, he's talking about in your life, put down the TV remote, back slowly away from the television. I don't know why you have to back slowly away. And do something where you're a participant, not an observer. I think that's great advice for any age. I hope a lot of people are getting rid of the video games and getting out on the fields and doing other stuff and staying active. But that's what he's talking about here. It really is absolutely spot on. Great advice.
And it's not really financial, but it does have a place in your money life. Don't do too many somethings, though, when it comes to your money, and that's what John Bogle's advice is about. 855-935-TALK.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Hi, Don McDonald here. So, what's your plan for retirement? No, really. What's the actual plan? Because hoping the market goes up, stockpiling random investments, and praying your gut instincts are smarter than Wall Street is not a plan. It's a guess. And when the market gets bumpy, and it always does, guessing leads to second guessing. And second guessing leads to panicking. That's why you need more than a portfolio. You need a purpose, a strategy, a real financial plan built just for you by a 100% fiduciary advisor who's legally obligated to act in your best interest. Imagine that. Start your plan today with a free, no-pressure meeting at TalkingRealMoney.com or call 800-386-3004. That's TalkingRealMoney.com, because your future deserves more than crossed fingers and wishful thinking. By the way, no sales pitch, no obligation, just smart help for real people who want to stop guessing and start planning. Appella is an SEC-registered investment advisor. See AppellaWealth.com or the firm's Form ADV for more details.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
It is a pity that we have to lose someone like Jonathan Clements relatively early. I mean, he died at 62 because there really are so few people writing and talking about money in the way that we believe it should be written and discussed. Most of the popular media surrounding money is caught up in the games and the gimmicks and the gizmos and the gadgets and the latest things. And there are really very few voices out there that talk about a long-term, low-cost, sensible, not stupid approach to managing money.
Yeah, there's a lot of Robert Kiyosaki's, for example, that are just trying to be as loud as they can, where the advice is not good, where the advice is it's dramatic, but it's very much around the moment, and this is why you have to do something today. And I get the sense, especially with him, that it's self-interested. With Jonathan Clements, I don't think that's why he did it. I think he looked at the field, he realized what was right, index funds, common sense, avoid high costs, etc., buy and hold, and he wrote the right thing for decades. You're right. It's harder to... Ron Lieber would be on that list, certainly.
Jason Zweig.
Jason Zweig. Our friend Paul Merriman would be on that list. He writes regularly.
Christine Benz.
Of course, Christine Benz, who, by the way, is coming to retirement next year.
But it's funny, though, if you go to the CNBCs and the Fox businesses of the
can't
world,
find them.
And the Investors Business Dailies and the even Barron's Market Watch, I know Paul's on Market Watch, but other than Paul, the garbage is winning. And a perfect example, I think I sent this to you today. I just read it this morning through my newsfeed in Apple, through Kiplinger's, which we used to admire, and I cannot admire them anymore. An article by a guy by the name of Jeff Juniper, who calls himself an investment advisor representative, because he is. He has an RIA, but it's actually through another firm. The entire article is about what is great about annuities and why you should own them. And it strikes me that here we have another one of these guys who hides behind the fiduciary costume mask of a registered investment advisor, but uses that as a trick, as an illusion to bring you in and then sell you a high commission annuity, because nowhere in his article does he mention the really bad stuff about annuities. He talks about how good they are. So I know this thing's a sales pitch, and Kiplinger publishes these stories as if they're legitimate journalism, and it annoys the heck out of me. We're losing a lot when we lose somebody like Jonathan Clements.
Yeah, the editorial is paid. The editorial, as I said, is self-interested, and the editorial is not independent of whatever group they're associated with. Yes, that's painful. Clements, by the way, we didn't finish the 5. The last one was really do something. He said there's a reason the world's gardens are full of benches that nobody ever sits on. We aren't built for leisure or built to relax. Rather, we are built to strive. That's kind of remarkable if you think about it. And I know you have your little pattern, right? You get up, you do your thing there in your studio, et cetera. I feel way better when I go to the office and I'm around everybody in the activity here. When I do my Fridays from home, don't love it. I think
well, then go into the office on Friday.
I know. I probably should. They probably go, "What? Leave us alone." Not
you.
The door is barred.
Not
but,
you again. Get out of here.
It's he makes it correct that, and we've talked about this many times in retirement. We still need fulfilling work. It doesn't necessarily have to be a paycheck, but you've got to be fulfilled. You and I have the show. We've got other things that we love, that we're engaged in, that we could continue to do for a very long time until they bar the door. Mm-hmm. And so we're kind of lucky. But I would urge anyone near retirement to think that through, because I see a lot of people that struggle with it. I'll put it that way.
And a little spoiler for next week's Q&A show. I was shocked at the number of people who called in questions about retiring early again. The retirement early thing seems to be back. And I wonder, what is it that you're going to do? You better have something to do that requires some effort on your part. Otherwise, as he said, we're not made to do nothing. We need to do something. Doing nothing gets old really fast.
The vacations, the golf.
Absolutely.
After that for a while. Yeah.
I find even when I'm on vacation that after a few days, I'd rather be back in my studio creating a podcast or reading a story or doing some voice work or something like that, things that I just love doing.
I just figured out a vacation where the two of us are going to meet up here in a few years, too. I haven't even told you about this. But
is it a working vacation?
Could be.
Is it in my studio?
No,
I would go on vacation and just want to be in my studio again.
You still haven't been to one place in the world that every person should go at least once.
My wife and I were talking about that actually.
And I know the date
the day
and when to go.
Before yesterday.
Yeah, so
we were looking at
this.
Disney Vacation Club opportunities, and we saw
I've been to the place you like there.
few points it takes to get into Aulani.
Really? Because tourism is down?
It's big, and they haven't sold it out.
Oh, okay. So there you go. So that's where we are going to meet for vacation.
We're going to Aulani?
I've already thought it through. I probably will not stay there, but you can. Well, I'll stay nearby. There's all kinds of great stuff right there. So.
I can get a 3-bedroom villa at Aulani.
That sounds a little too cozy.
It's huge.
I'm sorry.
And then
we're good pals, but let's not get carried away. I wasn't thinking that permanent of a location.
No, if I'm there, I'm bringing the gear. I'm working.
That's it.
I mean, when am I going to sit on the beach? No, I don't want to get
learn
sunburned.
to surf together. I already got
that is not happening. That would be
10,
like
baby.
certain death for me. If that's how you want to take me out, okay. 855-935-TALK. Give us a call.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
The spirit of innovation is deeply ingrained in America, and Google is helping Americans innovate in ways both big and small. From improving emergency response times to protecting against cyber attacks, local, state, and federal governments are innovating with Google AI. This is a new era of American innovation. Find out more at g.co/American innovation.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
And I want to go back for a second to that article from Kiplinger, because I went down and read the bio of this Jeff Juniper of Juniper Wealth Management in Arizona. And this bio says that he specializes in comprehensive financial planning, including income, investment, tax, health, and legacy planning. He is a licensed Series 65 investment advisor representative and a fiduciary committed to providing personalized strategies that help his clients keep more of what they earned and make retirement years truly rewarding. Then I go to his website. His website.
Okay.
And one of the pages there is called Annuities, the Basics. And it talks about indexing annuities. They're indexed annuities, not indexing annuities, but he calls them that throughout the article. He goes on and on about what's good about them. And I read the whole page. Now, this guy claims to be a fiduciary, right? Not once did he mention that he receives a big, fat, juicy commission for the sale of these products, which is a direct violation of his fiduciary responsibility to his clients or potential clients, because you must disclose any conflicts of interest that might sway you to sell somebody something over something else. And yet, this is the problem I have with most of the financial services industry in America today.
So you'd be okay if he stated,
if I sell you
$100,000, I'm going to end up with 10.
Right. If he said, I sell you $100,000 indexed annuity and I get 10 grand, then I believe he has, I still think there's a problem in that you're supposed to present to your clients something you believe is in their best interest. But if he honestly believes that these products are they're in the client's best interest.
Easy to believe when it's $10,000.
And he disclosed how much he got. Yeah. That would be a different story. But that is not the way this industry works anymore. And I am telling you, the latest trend in this industry is to put on the registered investment advisor mask.
Of course.
To get the registered investment advisory firm to work, find one somewhere, and there's hundreds of them who will allow you to hang your shingle with them, as it were. And they give you now the illusion of a fiduciary. It's a fiduciary cloak that surrounds you and allows these people to mislead. At the very least, I think that's the kindest thing I could say about it, is mislead.
Yeah. And, somebody wrote me 5 hours ago and said, looking forward to the show today, and you and Don crapping on annuities. So apparently they
got their wish. Now, just flush. On another note, now for something completely different.
Please.
You guys have really responded when I asked for you to go to talkingrealmoney.com and on the contact form to record your questions. I have more than 20 now, so we're going to use some of them for episodes like this one.
Don, this is Ray in the Rhino. Calling in after listening to today's podcast, the 19th of September, and the statement about jargon. A basis point is 1/100th of 1 percentage point. I would prefer if you actually said bips, because that would make the podcast go faster. Please keep up the good work.
Wow.
That's his recommendation.
We never win on this
no
one.
No one would know what we're talking about if we said bips. Oh, we had a guy chew us out for saying basis points.
I saw the one yesterday. Yeah, right, exactly.
And so we had that. And
1/100th. Yeah, remember the one guy got mad at me for not being clear about that.
Yes, because everybody's a critic.
Well, that's okay. And we're okay with that, and we'll take.
But it
calls.
was funny.
That's
his
fine.
reason for bips, it makes the show faster.
Can't you? There's another guy who called me once who runs the show at like 1.5 times the podcast.
Yeah. I can't do that.
Which wouldn't be harmful to your voice, but mine, horrible. That would be an awful
Well,
thing.
actually, the technology, the new technology, doesn't change the timbre, doesn't change the tone. It compresses all of the little pieces of dead air, the breath,
just sucks it all out of
the
there.
pauses, and it slams it all. Have you ever heard, like, at the end of a commercial where they do the really rapid disclaimer, and it's not in this voice, but it's in the normal voice? That's because it's taking out all of the breaths and compressing.
It's like I had the song in the 70s the same way that did something real fast
but
there. Yeah.
It still makes it. I mean, I get dizzy at 1.5
Basis point is 1/100th
of 1%.
We will endeavor to say basis point, bips,
and
1/100th. We'll use them all.
Does anybody have a fourth that we should probably do? 855-935-TALK is our phone number. Give us a call.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Hey, business owners, we know you know the importance of maximizing every dollar. With the Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business American Express card, you can make your expenses work just as hard as you. From afternoon coffee runs to stocking office supplies and even team dinners, you can earn miles on all your business expenses. Plus, you can earn 125,000 bonus miles for a limited time through October 29th. The Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business Card. If you travel, you know. Minimum spending requirements and terms apply. Offer ends October 29th, 2025.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
What did they say in Cool Hand Luke? We have a failure to communicate or something like that?
Well, here's the thing. I get them text, and so it was a different person last week than this week.
That's true. It is a different person.
So we have different people. So,
okay.
Anyway,
so
we've
apologies.
855-935-TALK is our phone number, and let's go to
Jeff.
It's Canada. I was going to say let's go to Canada.
Oh, pardon me. Canada,
You're just
Jeff.
jumping right in.
Trying to help.
Jeff, welcome to Talking Real Money.
Welcome to the United States of America.
Oh, jeez.
Guys, I do appreciate that previous question. It gave me a good laugh.
Oh, the bips?
Well, you guys are slipping.
Yeah, I know.
Basis
bips, 100, 100th, bullet points, whatever it is.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing fine. Bullet points. We're doing fine, Jeff.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Okay. Yeah, actually, all things considered, we are doing really well.
All right. What can we do for you today, though?
Good stuff. I've got a question, just a simple question about a bond ETF. I want to get your opinion on it. My friend Will is probably listening to this show as well, and I'm putting him on the spot because he's the one that recommended it to me. It's traded on the New York Exchange, so not up here in Canada. It's BINC.
B as in boy?
BINC?
Yeah, B as in boy, I as in ice, C as in cream, and E as in elephant.
Bice?
Oh, BICE.
BICE.
Boy.
Sugar and bice and everything nice? Let's see. I
don't know what that is. Spell. Give me this.
Sorry, guys. I got it wrong. It's BINC.
Okay, the
BINC.
iShares Flexible Income Active ETF.
Not thinking I'm going to like this just from the sound of it. Yeah,
I'm driving. That's my excuse. Yeah.
We don't have one, so that's good for you. No.
Wow.
Yeah,
look at all the junk in that portfolio.
Trying to take a look at this here. Yeah.
It is just laden with junk. It is just junk, and more junk. It's like junky. It's
look at that return.
50% junk.
It's up 5.9% today.
The dividend.
Well, so what? It's full of junk.
Yeah, this is but get back to a basic. Yeah,
please elaborate.
Yeah, okay, very good. At most basic level, in investments, we believe in making money in stocks and keeping money in bonds. So that means the bond portion needs to be the safer, like treasuries, good corporate debt, etc. That's going to keep your money. It's going to make you something. It's yielding now still 4% Even those funds are up. I just looked at the intermediate term government's up 5.9. So you're still making money there, but you're not taking a big risk. This portfolio has a lot of risk in it.
A ton of risk, and it's only for about 1% more in yield a year. because its SEC yield right now is a little over 5%, and you can get 4 in high-quality intermediate-term bond portfolios that are, by the way, not actively managed and cost a ton less. This one is a 40 basis point ETF, and I believe last I checked, what is BND at 0.03?
Yeah.
Less than 1/10 the fees. So,
okay, that's great.
Yeah, your friend is
Will's listening. I guess he's dead wrong.
He's dead wrong. And it's active. So what he's doing is he's doing what so many people try to do, and that is outperform. We don't believe you should strive to outperform because most of the time it leads you to underperform because you get it wrong. Some win, but most lose. I'd rather be on the side of getting better than or just getting average. I don't want to get better. I just want average. Give me average. I'll be happy.
We just talked about this with Jonathan Clements. Eliminate the losing stuff and you'll be okay. This would be one that could lose.
In a bad economy, this one really could take a beating. Yep.
Okay, guys, great. Thanks for your help again.
Thanks, Jeff. We appreciate you being there. 855-935-TALK. That's our telephone number. Give us a call. Quick note for all of you who are older people like us and are trying to catch up in your 401ks.
We're going there?
In the pre-tax. Hey, that little change happening next year you may not have been aware of.
Yeah, if you make over $145,000 starting in 2026, that catch-up, which I think this year is $7,500, I think it's going to go to $8,000 next year. That's on top of the $23,500 you could save. Mm-hmm. That's all going to have to go into Roth if you do the catch-up. So this will affect both of us because we're maxing ours out.
Right. I'm maxing out the pre-tax because I know I'm going to make less money in retirement than I make now.
I know. So, sorry, next year we're going to be making contributions to our Roth 401ks for the catch-up portion. I don't know how it's all going to work.
It just means our taxes, the taxes we pay the IRS next year, will go up a little bit.
And this is something that for years I have said they should do with all retirement savings, period. All Roth. Collect the money, put the money in, and then you don't have to worry about requirement. It's all gone. You take it out anytime you like, tax-free.
So make the whole thing Rothy?
Yep, and thank you for that. And guess what? The government gets its money now, which apparently they believe they need. So there you go.
Believe they need? I'm pretty sure they need. Well,
if I say they need, then that turns into a political statement that I would get pilloried for later.
Just saying, because all you have to do is look at the debt, and you go,
okay, but couldn't we cut something? I'm just saying that would be the thing
you mean
that other people
cut
might
spending?
say. Yeah, that
haven't we cut any spending that we can?
I have no idea.
The whole
I'm not going there.
The whole thing's been bulldozed.
Bulldozed. That's great. I love it. All right.
Anyway, so you got to do that.
So get ready for if you make over $145,000 a year.
If you make over $145,000 a year. Yeah. And remember, you can call us here on the show at 855-935-TALK. If you miss us on the show, if you miss us on Saturday, you can also go to talkingrealmoney.com and send your questions in there. You can speak them or you can type them. So we have a lot of ways of putting your questions and the occasional comment to us. Go to talkingrealmoney.com or call 855-935-TALK, and we'll return momentarily.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Tuesday on NBC, Jimmy Fallon and Bozoma St. John host the highly anticipated new competition show.
I hired 10 creatives from all walks of life. They will be battling it out to see who can impress the world's biggest brands.
This is a huge opportunity.
This is the battle for the next big idea.
This is not play.
We're spending millions of dollars.
I'm so excited to embark on this adventure with all of you.
May the best idea win!
On Brand with Jimmy Fallon. Series premiere Tuesday on NBC.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
If you're looking for decent answers to your financial questions with no gadgets or gimmickry, you call us on Talking Real Money at 855-935-TALK. I'm Don McDonald. Tom Cox over there, 3,000 miles away, but I'm looking right at him. And you are wherever you are. Some of you clear across the Atlantic, apparently, coming up.
Well, do I look as good as the guy on the podcast yesterday who said he was pretty attractive? I thought that was a pretty funny comment. He said, I'm
oh yeah,
attractive,
that
too.
guy. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't see him. I tried, but I couldn't see him. I don't know.
I was going to look him up on the interweb, but it was funny.
Let's go to Tumwater, Washington. Wasn't there a beer out of Tumwater?
Yes, there was, called Olympia. Beer,
Olympia.
which
Dick.
is probably still brewed somewhere.
Yeah, I think so. Dick, welcome to Talking Real Money.
Well, thanks, guys. So I guess my question has to do with the difference between ETFs and regular mutual funds. And I heard some discussion that they're going to offer some way to convert your regular mutual funds to ETFs, but without the tax consequences of selling the mutual fund, but then converting it to a comparable ETF. Have you heard anything about that?
Yes, we have heard something about that, Dick. That's true. Oh, you want to know what we heard? Okay.
Would you give him more than that?
Oh, sorry. That would help. I'll tell you what.
I'm telling you, 2 weeks in a row, he's in a weird, wacky mood.
I'm much better today than I was a week ago.
That's true.
Let's just go
Okay,
there. That was a
give
bad
you
week. So here's the deal. Yes, exchange-traded funds versus mutual funds. Both are baskets of securities, right? They hold particular types of stocks or bonds or whatever it is. And so you can use either one. Exchange-traded funds have an advantage in that the inside of that warehouse the fund operates, they can move securities from one party to another without capital gains tax. That's completely different than a mutual fund, right, which has to sell things to create cash for someone, so there's a capital gain for the shareholders. So ETFs have a distinct advantage that way. The answer to your question for the second part is kind of complicated. Some funds have already done this. Dimensional funds have had a number of funds where they've converted. And you're right. Vanguard has had some where they've simply converted the assets from mutual funds to exchange traded funds. No taxation. Many others are working on it. And frankly, I think they're going to have to because they're going to be in a competitive disadvantage. I think I even read Ron Barron from good old Barron Funds and said, oh yeah, we're going to get around to that eventually because there'll be a huge competitive disadvantage if they don't.
Vanguard had a patent on this, actually. They actually had a patent on it, and that patent expired. So now a lot of fund groups have put in applications to the SEC for an ETF share class that mimics their funds so that this conversion can happen.
So is Fidelity in that group?
I would
It'll
guess
be a
they're
fund by
applying.
fund look. Yeah, it'll be a fund by fund look. So some funds may be already in process, some may take later. So,
and even at Vanguard, it's not all Vanguard funds. It's
no.
only certain funds that allow this right now. So it's not Fidelity. I just checked. They have filed for regulatory permission, but it has not happened yet.
Okay. That's what I need.
There you go.
And remember, this really only has an impact on anyone in a brokerage or taxable account. Because somebody called me up about, well, in my IRA, can I do? Yeah, you can do anything you like in an IRA without any tax.
Yeah, why
consequence.
bother? Right.
So you could hold mutual funds there. That's not a big deal. But in a taxable environment, a brokerage type situation, the exchange traded funds going to have a huge advantage. And they're going to move forward with that.
It makes a lot of
sense for the foreseeable future. Yeah.
Now let's head north a little bit to Seattle. Wes, you're on. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I'm looking for some help.
Okay.
Please. So we're one of those couples who had a lot of our money in our home, which we paid off a number of years ago. We recently sold it. We have $1.6 million in cash sitting in a money market at BECU at 2.73%. We got $170K in our SEP funds. And my wife is scared to death to invest it in anything. She doesn't trust stocks. She doesn't trust anything else. I keep telling her, Vanguard, Fidelity, a good 60-40 investment. We both collect Social Security. We net about $5,300 after all expenses for Medicare, healthcare, et cetera, in Social Security. Mm-hmm. How do I convince her that investing in a Vanguard or Fidelity balanced fund of 60-40 stocks, bonds makes a lot of sense?
What's her argument against?
She's scared to death of losing a nickel. She's 65. I'm 74.
Mm-hmm. Has she lost? Has she lost in the market before? Because there must be something.
Never.
No.
Well, she hasn't invested much. She only.
No, but I mean, even in the past, a family thing, or
yeah, it's a family thing. She doesn't trust stocks at all.
Okay.
We've had some stocks in the SEP account which have gone up nicely. I mean, they've gone up, but she's scared to death.
Logic
And she doesn't want to
is
invest it.
logic versus emotions.
Help.
Every time the emotions are going to win.
Yeah.
Every time.
I know it, but she can't get away from him.
Ask her this question: when you're in a great mood, when she's in a great mood, ask her this question. Just say, I understand that you don't like stocks. I don't like them either. Okay, agree with her. I think they're very dangerous. But what I do like is the U.S. and the global economy, because I know that the U.S. and the global economy have been growing for 2,000 years, right? See, state that as a fact.
She doesn't trust it.
No.
Okay, well, let me ask you another question.
She thinks the world is going to end?
Yes.
Oh, then we got canned food, guns, ammo,
then
maybe
tell her,
some gold.
Yeah,
no, I'm all kidding around.
Yes.
All kidding around.
Wow.
So maybe. I mean, do you need growth on the 1.6 million? Sounds like you're in pretty good financial situation.
Well, we are, but she doesn't even. I'm trying to tell her that Vanguard
that's a different topic, because that would, if you did a plan that shows you need return on that, maybe then you could turn the dial a little bit. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, why don't you go visit an investment advisor, a good one, like, a fiduciary one.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Hi, Don McDonald here. So, what's your plan for retirement? No, really. What's the actual plan? Because hoping the market goes up, stockpiling random investments, and praying your gut instincts are smarter than Wall Street is not a plan. It's a guess. And when the market gets bumpy, and it always does, guessing leads to second guessing. And second guessing leads to panicking. That's why you need more than a portfolio. You need a purpose, a strategy, a real financial plan built just for you by a 100% fiduciary advisor who's legally obligated to act in your best interest. Imagine that. Start your plan today with a free, no-pressure meeting at TalkingRealMoney.com or call 800-386-3004. That's TalkingRealMoney.com, because your future deserves more than crossed fingers and wishful thinking. By the way, no sales pitch, no obligation, just smart help for real people who want to stop guessing and start planning. Appella is an SEC-registered investment advisor. See AppellaWealth.com or the firm's Form ADV for more details.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
All right, you wanted to wrap it up. 30 seconds, real quick.
Just very quickly. Again, my way of maybe convincing her to get into the market would be to show her through a financial plan that she needs some exposure to stocks to get growth that will make their plan viable for the next 30 years. That's probably how I would take it.
And not taking a large risk, but a small portion of the portfolio.
Maybe it's 30% in stocks, 70%
even
bonds, something
20.
like that. Yeah, right. Something that gives you some growth.
All right, before the hour's out, let's go literally to Italy. Ales, welcome to the program.
Hello, thanks for
Giorno.
taking the call. I have a question about CDs.
Yes, sir.
Or I have a soccer question for Tom. You can choose.
Yeah, soccer
Okay,
question.
about
Let's
CDs.
take that one. No. Okay.
What's your favorite national team, apart from Team USA, of course?
Wow, I'd go with Germany there. Sorry about Italy, but I'd probably have to.
Germany. Okay, good.
Yeah, sorry.
Good.
Okay.
Understood. All right. So
And I have
about
no
CDs,
opinion whatsoever.
He doesn't know what soccer is, so you're okay.
Okay. If you buy, my understanding is that if I buy a CD directly from a bank, I can cash it out at any time. I only have to pay a penalty on the interest. I get my principal back, face value back. I only have to pay like 3 or 6 months of interest. If my understanding is correct, I'm wondering if that isn't actually very good protection against interest rates, because if interest rates goes up, I can just sell it and buy a new one with a higher rate.
Yeah.
And I don't have this possibility with regular bonds.
There's a better way to do that,
it would
though.
have to be a big swing in interest rates to make it worthwhile. Because of the loss of interest, it's not going to be huge. But yeah, the better way is probably a ladder, right?
Ladder, yeah, you ladder them up. You do a 3 months, 6, whatever period of time you want.
1 year, 2 year, 3
1 year,
year.
2
Yeah,
year,
you
something
keep
like that,
emergency money for less than a year, and then you have a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year. I have a CD ladder just like that. That way, if rates go up, I have a 20% of that portfolio, that portion of the portfolio coming due to go out at higher rates, and I don't have to take a penalty ever.
That makes sense.
In reality, we have some CDs that expired, for example, in 5 years.
Yep.
Isn't this anyway better to sell them if the interest rate goes up and buy new ones in another 5 years that will have a higher interest?
It's, as I said, you'd have to sit down and do the math and determine how much more interest you would be getting on that new higher rate. It would take a pretty substantially, I can tell you right off the top of my head, without running the numbers, that it's going to take a pretty substantial rate increase to make it worthwhile to sell the 2, 3, 4, 5 year CDs, because that loss of 3 or 6 months interest on something that's paying very little anyway could be a third of the new rate. So it could really hurt. You got to do the math, but yes, it could be done.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Before you go, what part of Italy are you in? What part of Italy are you in? I don't have time. Oh, Rome. Very good. God, making me want to get back there. I love Italy. So
never been. Gotta
really
go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, by the way, I just thought of my favorite my favorite country. It's Italy.
Which?
I'm going to go with Italy. I'm going with Italy.
Just because I said Germany.
Yeah, just because he said Germany.
That's the answer I wanted.
All right, there
It's
you
the
go.
blue. He loves the blue shirts.
All right, we have
I guess.
about
That would
10
be it.
seconds. Les, thank you so much for being a part of the
Appreciate
show.
the
If you want to ask us questions and it's not the show, go to talkingrealmoney.com. You can also meet with an advisor there for free for nothing. Just click on Meet an Advisor.
The opinions and views expressed on this podcast were current on the date recorded.
Opinions, estimates, forecasts, and statements of financial market trends that are based on current market conditions constitute our judgment and are subject to change without notice, including any forward-looking estimates or statements which are based on certain expectations and assumptions. Although information and opinions given have been obtained from or based on sources believed to be reliable, no warranty or representation is made as to their correctness, completeness, or accuracy. Information presented on the podcast is not personalized investment advice from Appella Wealth. The views and strategies described may not be suitable for everyone.
This podcast does not identify all the risks, direct or indirect, or other considerations which might be material to you when entering any financial transaction.
Past performance does not guarantee future results, and profitable results cannot be guaranteed. We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for informational, educational, and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. The podcast is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Appella Wealth, a fee-only registered investment advisor.
Please see Appella Wealth's ADV Part 2A on our website for information regarding Appella's fees and services.
Appella Capital, LLC, DBA Appella Wealth, is an investment advisory firm registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The firm only transacts business in the states where it is properly registered or excluded or exempt from registration requirements. Registration with the SEC or any state securities authority does not imply a certain level of skill or training. Appella does not provide tax or legal advice, and nothing either stated or implied here should be inferred as providing such advice. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and important disclosure related to performance of any specific index or fund quoted in this podcast. And the lawyers get richer.